Speed 2 is gentle. It is not a lot of vibration. It is not a lot of noise.
Less is more. Less speed, less pressure, more results.
Recoating a coated car.
Hi, I'm Ivan.
I'm Nick.
This is DIY Detail. Today, this car we've washed, we've decontaminated. That's in a previous video. But we're gonna be polishing and coating it. It already has a coating on it, and the coating's still performing okay. The customer wants something better. He's had this coating for 9 years. It's time for a change.
What he wants is the DIY treatment here.
Right.
He's gonna get it, Ivan. We have often been asked, what's the proper combination to abrade a coated vehicle, not necessarily guarantee removal, but just prep it for coating?
Right, and that would be our gold pad with gold standard polish at a minimum. But this one has the odd little love mark, not scratch, I wouldn't go as far as saying scratch, but you can see like spider webbing and swirling on it. So we're actually gonna go a little step above and go to the wool pad on this one.
I'm curious, because I just walked around here to look.
Yeah.
PPF on the front end, can we use the wool pad there?
100%. So the full front end is PPF'd, the rocker panels are PPF'd, there's parts of PPF in front of the rear wheel and behind the rear wheel, otherwise known as the track pack at a lot of places, and that's what this car has on it. And we're just gonna lightly abrade it, get it ready for its new coating. If you're concerned about using the wool pad, the yellow pad will do a great job, especially on the PPF. For the rest of the paint, like I said, there's the odd little love mark, so we're going to use the wool pad. And if you're just doing a couple passes, not creating any heat, no pressure, then the wool pad will do great on the PPF as well.
Ivan, I'm swapping yellow to wool here. I'm getting ready as you speak.
Yep, I have wool pad on mine, couple sprays of rinseless wash to get the pad damp and clean the pad. We don't use a wet pad, we use a damp pad. So I bumped it up to speed 6, spun it for a few seconds, and then, while it's spinning, spray my polish on. That way I get a nice distribution of the gold standard polish. I'm gonna be starting on the roof, working our way down. Now the roof on this is a carbon fiber roof. This M4, this was a highly prized thing to have. That's why there's no hole for a sunroof or anything like that. They didn't put a wrap on it. This actually is carbon fiber. So
I wanted to ask you a question.
Yeah.
I'm preparing with a rinseless dampened towel and a dry towel here on the windshield for the future. Is that too early in the game to get all prepped like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mine's on my cart, yours is on the windshield.
Ivan, you worked at a lot bigger than I would have thought. Can you walk me through what's going through your head as you're polishing a section?
We're just deep cleaning the paint. On the carbon fiber roof, there wasn't a lot there. And the wool pad, as long as it's not bunching up, it's still cutting. So I didn't need to short cycle. Now, on some parts of this, probably the PPF will be having smaller sections because of the way the PPF interacts with the polish.
And as we move along here, bunching up, what does that feel like? What does that look like on the paint?
I don't have any yet, but if we get some, I'll show you.
Perfect. What do you polish at? Speed 3? 2. Okay.
Pad is still nice and clean, but I'm cleaning it and dampening it anyways. Don't be tempted to spray more polish on the pad.
Ivan, I have a question for you.
Yes.
There's 6 speeds on this machine.
Yep.
Guys like to get behind a tool and just crank, right? Why do you polish on speed 2? Because you've been doing this a while. You're not just preaching some gospel and it doesn't actually work in the real world. Like, tell me the logic behind low heat and low speed polishing.
The slower you move, the faster you work. So the abrasion that's created, yes, it seems slow to us, but speed 2 is still 3,000 orbits per minute. So each part of that pad is going around 3,000 times per minute. That's still pretty fast. The other thing is you don't need high speed. High speed creates heat. When you create heat, you actually reduce the cut.
And do you risk damage at high heat in terms of clear coat?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're trying to teach a safe method that anyone can really do this and get results. Ivan, I don't know if you had a chance to watch me here on the roof.
Yeah.
I've been at speed 2, I think at a quarter, because I'm like, I just want to try your method. That's a very low speed for me. I like speed 3. How can I make sure the pad is rotating? Because it's working well, but I have to make adjustments sometimes to keep the backing plate spinning. And then number 2, like, should I care about that?
Well, A, you're probably holding onto the machine too tightly.
Okay.
And you're affecting the motion in the machine more than it is. Secondly, backing plate rotation only accounts for about 5% of the cut. So it's not that big a deal. But that being said, you still want to maintain backing plate rotation if you can. So just try holding the machine less and letting it do the work. You're trying to force it instead of guiding it. Now I've done all the upper portions of the vehicle. I'm gonna start doing the lower portions.
So Ivan, I've polished with this wool pad many times.
Yeah.
I've never had longer working time with the combo of wool and gold standard polish before. Usually my sections are so small because I'm well past speed 3.
Yeah.
So the experiment of low polishing is fascinating. Is it right to say that I feel like I'm getting longer working time?
You're getting a longer working time because you're not overheating the polish. The other thing is we're polishing on a coating. And a coating is different than paint. We're not trying to polish to remove the coating. We're actually just polishing to abrade the coating. The coating is harder, therefore it's not accumulating in your pad as quickly.
Oh, okay. Ivan, I'm just struck by at speed 2 what a joy this cord-free dual action machine is. Like speed 2 is gentle. It is not a lot of vibration. It is not a lot of noise. It feels the most like a rotary since I really have been polishing with you.
Yeah, well, I designed it that way, Nick.
I'm starting to buy in, Ivan, after all this time. I still like speed 3. That's all I was holding on to, just a little higher speed.
Yeah.
How long does it take most folks to adopt the low speed system? Because people think if you're not on a higher speed, you're kind of being a little like wimp about it. You want to get in there and get results.
Until they see the results of going speed 2, that it's easier, it's faster, it's better, and you get a better result, then why would you want to go back to speed 3?
I'm buying in and I'm seeing it, but I was stubborn about it for a long time. So I just want you to speak to the people on this.
Less is more. Less speed, less pressure, more results.
You know what I also like about speed 2 is when you polish a lot of cars, mistakes can get made. And polishing on speed 2 makes me feel much safer if there's a whoopsie. Because Ivan, things happen, and when you're on 2, there's less danger that you're gonna mess something up.
Yep.
That's a big one. I'm just processing that now. It feels safer.
Almost done wiping off there, Nick?
Yes, I'm tired, but it has nothing to do with this process. We just have had 2 stellar cars in the shop today, and I get really emotional about them. The previous vehicle we did, we'll put in the description below, a little teaser, so don't go watch it now. But you know, and I get real invested in the results. I care about the people who own them. In this case, one of our viewers, and so I don't know, I'm just trying to send it a little extra love, enjoy the process. I'm also telling you, Speed 2 was like a spiritual transformation for me.
Okay.
Because I felt like I got to know the machine.
Yeah.
I could feel it, I witnessed its noises, I watched the backing plate movement. I felt like we were able to have a conversation together at Speed 2.
Okay.
And the working time was so long that it kind of is the reward for ramping it down. Nobody wants to ramp it down. And it was incredibly enjoyable.
Yeah. I'm gonna start applying C6 app, our adhesion promoter polish, and that is gonna be our panel prep stage, or our prep for the coating, meaning that we'll be applying it, it wipes off super easy, and then we're ready to apply the ceramic coating. Now with the C6 app, a little goes a very long way. I started with 3 drops, and I still have enough. When I lift my pad up, I can see that I'm leaving app on the surface. I don't need to add any more. What we have here, as you can see, if I put this down, lift it up, there's app on the surface. I don't need to add more. I can keep going with this.
Ivan, if it happened to me, it could happen to you.
Yeah,
Let's say you've wiped a panel down after the app.
yeah.
You think it looks great, but you look at it from another angle and realize you left an entire haze behind. I have 2 towels here so that I'm not just doing one pass, I'm actually introducing clean sides as I go. I make it sound more complicated than it has to be, Ivan, but
Yeah.
if they leave the haze behind and coat over that, what should they know, and then maybe why should they avoid that?
It's gonna make the coating difficult to apply. So they'll know if they left the haze. You wanna make sure that you're removing all the app. So again, being methodical, going over every surface, making sure you're going over it, and don't rush. The faster you try to move, the slower you're gonna work.
Absolutely.
Upper portions of the car are done. Time to get on our little carts, roll around, and do the sides.
If I feel like my towel getting the app off is a little grabby, I'll just switch sides. It's about as complicated as that, Ivan. It smells so good, that tea tree oil too.
Yeah, for the person that's thinking this is gonna take way too long, actually it takes less time doing this than traditional panel prep. It's very, very quick to do. I'm not going over the same section 20 times.
Right.
2 times, and I'm done. I'm moving on. It's very quick, it's very efficient, and you're doing a much better job than any panel prep ever has. I can see on the light here, I'm still leaving a little bit of app, but not too much. So I'm gonna add another drop or 2 here.
So I've been coating white paint. I mean, we know white's the easiest color in the world, so this will be super simple, right?
Actually, coating white paint is the most difficult color for me to coat. And it's also the most difficult to polish because you can't see what you're doing. On a black car, you can see what you're doing. On a red car, you can see what you're doing. On a white car, it's a white car. White cars are wonderful, especially when they're coated. It's gonna glow, it's gonna have shine, it's gonna have depth of gloss, but it's still white, meaning that we're not seeing what we're doing. And this one doesn't have, yeah, this is a flat white, not flat as opposed to matte, but it's a white that doesn't have any metallic or pearl in it. So it's just white, which means when we're applying the coating, we may or may not see what's happening. We'll try to get it on camera if we can, but sometimes it doesn't happen. Now, the Hydrolite packaging, we have C6 Hydrolite, the applicator, and the little stickers, because everyone loves the sticker.
I love our new boxes on the Hydrolite.
Applying the coating, we have our applicator. And our applicator, you're looking at it going, it's just a red piece of foam. It's a very well-engineered red piece of foam. First of all, it's holding on to me. I'm not holding on to it, which is a big thing when it comes to comfort. Instead of holding those little blocks that we used to hold, I'm gonna put drops on here.
And before we apply, Ivan, there's a drone shot that we're showing as well. So if you hear like buzz in the background, we're trying to give you a cool visual. If
Yeah.
you don't like it, we'll never do it again. Let us know what you think, if the sound sounds good or bad in the comments below.
I've got my drops on the applicator. Normally we box in a section, but we're not boxing in, we're starting in the center because I'm actually priming my applicator. Making sure to close my bottle, especially since it's a glass bottle. If I drop it, it's gonna explode anyways, but anyways. Now, I don't know if the camera can pick this up, but you'll actually see ridges how thick the coating is. A thick coating is not a good coating. We don't want it thick. We want it nice and thin. So we want to spread it out as far as we can. And to that, I'm spreading all the way to the edges and going past the edges. I'm coloring outside the lines.
My plan is also to level outside the lines, but again, the challenge is I can't really see the coating on paint, Ivan. I mean, I
No.
can see it a little bit, so
Yeah.
I'll just watch for it to evaporate by about 50%.
Right, and here, from here, I can actually see it.
Oh, easy, yep. That's level and easy.
Yeah.
So I have 2 towels here. One's my leveling towel, it's the white one in my right hand, and then the black one is my insurance towel, the plush buffing towel. Level and then insurance. And I'm gonna make sure I go outside the lines of the panel that you just coated, Ivan.
Yeah.
If you're ever worried, am I doing this right? You can always flip to just a fresh side of the towel. I can't see it, right? I'm basically doing this blind, so I can at least ensure what I can ensure to try to prevent a high spot, because I don't want this to show up in the dusk of a summer evening and the owner sees it and is like, oh, Nick left a high spot.
Yeah, so I did the hood nick, I went up the A-pillar, and now I'm gonna do the roof. So the roof is carbon fiber. We have paint protection film on the hood, and we have paint on the rest of the vehicle. So I'm boxing in the roof, and then filling in with circular motions.
It's really amazing how one panel that hasn't been coated, when you go back and maybe just accidentally go from a coated panel to an uncoated panel, even after like a minute of cure time,
Yeah.
it's like slick and totally not slick. What's happening in this first, I don't know, minute to 5 minutes to 10 minutes with this coating?
So the coating is forming a skin. That skin is what we feel as the slickness. There's still a little bit of solvent evaporating, and the coating is cross-linking. All the elements within the coating are becoming one together. Around the antenna there, you've got high spots galore. Just around the base of it.
Okay.
Go right tight up against it. You've got like a line, a quarter, there you go. Now, I could have done the side windows as I was going by, but I decided not to because this gives Nick time to level the roof. I'm not in his way, and he's not in mine. Now I'm gonna go do the roof hoop and the windows on the other side. A-pillar, hoop, mirror, face of the mirror, glass, and back fender down to the line. So now I'm over on this side, Nick is doing his thing on the other side. We're staying out of each other's way. I'm not slowing him down, he's not slowing me down. Everyone's happy. While Nick is getting that done, I'm applying to the fender here, and I'm making sure to get into this little side vent. Nice thing about our applicator, we can squeeze it in there with ease.
How's the glass looking, Ivan?
Looking good from down here.
All right.
Hey, you even got the mirror this time.
It's easy to forget those little spots, guys. Don't forget the side of the mirror that you actually are gonna look in, the glass.
Yeah.
And then spots around handles.
I didn't do
coat
the door
that yet. I was just demoing that. Spots around handles and mirrors are easy spots to miss.
So front fender,
Just the upper part?
no, the whole fender.
Okay.
My applicator is starting to feel a little grabby, so I'm just gonna add a couple more drops. Now, normally we have an aluminum bottle, but you'll notice this is a glass bottle. There is a shortage of aluminum bottles for some reason, so we had to switch to glass bottles temporarily, and the little inserts here are a little smaller than we're used to, so instead of putting 2 or 3 drops, I'm having put 4 or 5 drops with these. So if you have an aluminum bottle, 2 or 3 drops. If you have one of these glass bottles, several drops.
Can they get the drops so wrong that they devastate the entire job?
No, but if your coating looks runny, then you've got problems. Just spread it out further. The door is all done, including inside the door handle, under the mirror, rocker panel, meaning this whole side is done. Off I go to the back bumper. We're gonna work the bumper around, so starting here and working my way around. I'm right-handed. It's convenient for me to do it that way. If you're left-handed, it's actually easier to go from the other side and come this way, whatever works for you.
And I'm going way outside the lines, Ivan, just continuing to mitigate against any potential high spots. The paint is feeling fantastic. It's looking fantastic.
Yeah.
And I believe we're in the home stretch.
We got more than half the car done. So rear bumper, including tail light nick,
Okay.
but not the back of the trunk lid. So starting behind the wheel and working your way around.
Ivan, for those of us out there that are trying to keep our towels in perfect 4s and perfect quarters, and it slips on you and you're on camera, you're trying your best. What's your advice? Is that as critical as it looks on TV?
Don't press so hard on your towels.
Ivan, this car looks completely brand new.
It does.
Am I being hyperbolic? Am I over-exaggerating am I overly excited on camera, but I don't really believe that?
No, this car looks phenomenal. And it's a car that's aged well. It's almost a 10-year-old car. It was ordered in 2015, delivered in 2016. So it's almost a 10-year-old car, but it's a timeless design. It's just a classic coupe, clean lines, nice body, and does a great job. So
did you get the carbon fiber?
Yeah.
Okay, so I need to level that. Everything else, and then down in here too?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just want to make sure.
If you were to show up at home with a car like this, people would think you got a new car. Like,
isn't that wild?
Legitimately a brand new car. While Nick is doing that, I'll do the back of the trunk lid here. Getting in and around the M badge. The light around the license plate. Very important. Get the license plate lights, the handle there.
Ivan, I want to ask you about the balance between art and science.
Yes.
You know, you've scienced, or through science, you've built this polishing system.
Yeah.
Is there room to be an artist in the choosing of the pad and polish combo when everything is so systematized? Is creativity on the fly valuable?
Yes. Yeah, you need to be able to read what the polish is doing. So sometimes you'll be using the wool pad and sometimes it'll clump up. This car already had a ceramic coating on it, so we're renewing that ceramic coating. So we're not actually removing a lot of clear coat, even though we're using the wool pad, because we have that harder surface from the ceramic coating.
The encouragement I would give folks is just do it.
Yeah.
Just get experience, because you'll continue to learn, right?
Yeah.
You haven't learned everything.
No.
I certainly haven't.
I'm still learning every day.
Every day.
So all this back section, Nick.
But it's kind of nice for folks out there to know who might feel intimidated that nobody knows it all, and we're always learning. And sure, basic practices and techniques will get you a really long way, but it's kind of cool to not know when the journey ends and kind of know that it doesn't ever end. It's, I don't know, today with Speed 2 on the polishing, I'm like, how much do I still have to learn about this craft? And that's exciting, actually. I've in my first professional grade ceramic coating, I believe was a 2-layer, and then I ended up doing like 5, 7-layer coatings. It was so wild to me how cool that was, and looking back, so wild to me how much work that was.
Yeah, and you know, that was the marketing in the day, that the more layers, the better it was. Not really true. The other thing is, coating technology has advanced so much that if you're installing a coating that's difficult to apply, reevaluate whether you actually want to be installing that coating, because that's old technology. The technology exists to make any coating easy to apply, and that's what we've done here with the C6 Hydro Light. Nick, there we have it. It's clean, it's pristine, it is white. It is very white, and it's a glowing white.
Folks may wonder how to treat the front windshield, Ivan.
Yes.
We have C6 Hydro glass.
We sure do. And there's a video on how to apply it, why to apply it, when to apply it, etc., 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 right here.